Okay, guys, we have two terminal. One is backup server. We can read it from the hosting, and second terminal is the Raspberry Pi from Victor, which is going to be backup. Um, which is going to be backup this Raspberry Pi. Now we are going to the installation that we needed to create this backup server. So the first thing is we need to install the FTP server because we are going to be using the FTP service on this backup server. So we install the FTP service on this. So with this command, okay. So this command is going to install the FTP server, and then we are going to configure the FTP server to allow remote connection to up input, so we can do that by sudo nano. This is the file configuration file. So this is the file. So there are two things that one thing we have done actually here is the property, right? So this property does it was connected. We actually did this to allow a remote connection to upload a file and write it to this backup server. So this was uncommented and it was written and existed. So let's do so. Now we can verify that sudo soft service. We can see that here is the status of FTP server. So next thing is we need to connect this to Raspberry Pi, the backup server and the data computer by ZeroTire. So in order to install ZeroTire, we have to execute this command. So this command, one by one, this command system of the Raspberry Pi or any Ubuntu system, this command does it download the key and add the app key respiratory manager. So they will do this because to make sure that we have downloaded software from the official website from it is just validation. So this variable is assigned the name of the operating system. So this is the name of our operating system. And it is and actually add the respiratory of the ZeroTire service into our operating system. Whenever we update the command, the ZeroTire software, it also will be updated last, but not only ZeroTire software is actually installed on both. The data that is for installation ZeroTire on both of this machine, we can verify that ZeroTire CLI status. So let's check. The status is online and here we are. So we can just copy this command and put it here. And this machine is also online. Now we want to add this server into network. So this is the network that I created, which is named backup server, and these two machines are part of the network. And let's join sudo and the network key. So same goes here. So it's join. So I have actually existed. So we can verify that from the central page of the central network. So in the member panel, we can actually see there are two member, the backup server and the data computer server. The data computer are actually member of this network with this IP address. We can verify that here. This is the machine code of this backup server. This is the machine code of this data server. We can verify that by executing this by ping the IP address. So let's ping the data IP addresses. So let's ping the data IP addresses. So we can see that these are both connected to over zero tier. So it connects successfully. So the next thing is we have on both of this computer so backup data server backup as a directory backup which actually backupped, and the data computer has the directory data which there is some kind of data and the script of Python which is the actual Python script which is going to be executed cron job. We are going to upload the file. After a certain duration of time, automatically upload the file in the directory to the data backup server. Okay, so let's just create a cron job. So to create a cron job, you executed the command, and in the last I have actually created it, and we need to change just this one. Skip UI because I actually named it previously. I actually named it previously and I actually signed it. Now I have to change. So this is the actual and state. So this is the machine. This is the hour and this is the day, and this is the month. This month and this is the. This is defined after how much duration of time you want to repeat execute this. So this is Python 3 path. Python 3 execute this file. So it is going to execute this command. After every minute we save it and we come back installing a new Chrome tab, which means that our cron job was created successfully. Right now we see that backup is empathy, right? It is empathy now. So we can see it. Now it will automatically be populated with the directory that we have here with the file that we have here. This is backup directory. So this data is going to back up here when the current job executed the Python script. So let's just first go through now the Python script that we actually created, and then we are going to be seeing that if the data is being back up to not or not. We have here is a Python script with some inputs. So those are the inputs. And then there is a backup script. See, this backup data does backup data. This method is called at the end of this file. So this is the method that is going to be executing that is going to be uploading. So this is the server IP address, the username, this is the directory where, this is the backup directory where the file are going to be backup. So we can verify that, and this is the Raspberry Pi that the data is being uploaded from. So the next line does is get all the file from this directory directly to backup assigned list of all the file. So these are all the files that exist in the directory. So the next thing is a session. We create a session. We visit the FTP server, which is the backup server, and then we change the working directory to the server directory, this backup directory. So backup directory server, backup in directory, actually data is going to up is file in the list of file is going to open that file I am reading mode, and it's binary. Always remember, when the file transfer over the network, they have to be in binary. So next thing is, what it does is actually upload the file, and the file is closed. We open the file, we upload the file, and the file is closed, and the session is, so the FTP session is quite so this script actually upload all the file. So last thing is, we need to moment of truth. We are going to see if the data has been backed by ground job or not. We can verify that. And here we can see, first it was empathy. Now we can see that there is some kind of data in it, which is the same data that existed in Raspberry Pi.